I do something called the 5-star shout out. I love to say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in you can't make a you know what I'm talking about.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are in the building. Welcome to the Side Jawn. I am your host, Dennis Holmes. I'm here with my co-host, the Chocolate Girl.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday again. My favorite day of the week. Glad to be here.
Yes, definitely glad to be here. Some other things was expected today, but things happen, situations come up. So we'll try again next time. But glad to have you here, partner. Glad to be with you. How was your week?
I had a pretty good week besides this slight cold I got from a grandbaby. But if you're going to get a cold, it's the worst to get. But at least I got to see my grandbaby when I got it. So I'm not too upset about it. And I was able to work. So it's not that bad. But I had a busy week at work. I had a healthy week besides the cold. I got to see my grandbaby and my son and my sister this week. And I may have a new writing job coming up. So just keep me in your prayers about that.
That's right. Listen, I'm always proud of you. And I'm always glad that you're out there striving for the best.
Oh,
so you
thank
can
you.
always count on that. Then I'm definitely praying for you that you get all the blessings you deserve. I'm definitely going to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Same to you. Same to you.
Yeah, this week for me was nothing too sad. The best thing about this week, I had a couple days off. Got to sit down, relax. Yeah.
Because is that the first time or the second time this year?
That I had a couple days off?
Yeah. It's like the first or second time. You may have had one before, but I know you haven't had many.
No, I haven't. I don't get many. I had a couple days off. Couple days off, and now it felt good. Now today, we reflecting, trying to help. The only thing we can help preach is happiness. Now, last week we read a letter, right, about this lady and how her husband wasn't pleasing her first. He was, making sure he got his off, and that was it. That's all he was worried about. He didn't care about nobody else,
Yeah, I remember that one.
So she, after we read the letter and we gave our advice, he must have been listening because we now have an update from her. And she said, I talked to him and finally he understood me. I told him that when he waits to make me finish is not as good. And we had sex earlier and he made me finish first. And it was amazing. Apparently, he genuinely didn't know that typically the man makes the woman finish first.
Wow. Yeah. We actually help somebody.
We are just here to help. That's what we are.
That's right. We're just here to help.
We preach nothing but happiness.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Joy and happiness.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right. Bernadette, what's going on, baby? Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody out there.
Mm-hmm. Good
So
morning.
that's all we can do is preach happiness. So I'm glad we got to help that lovely couple. Hopefully, we can help more couples. I can't guarantee that because y'all only giving me part of what's going on. Y'all ain't giving me the whole thing. Okay, no way y'all giving me the whole thing. So I I appreciate it. Keep them letters coming though. Keep them letters coming
Keep them letters.
because
Keep them
we're
coming.
gonna keep reading. We're gonna keep reading them. So, sheesh. Let me start off with this one that I got. I actually got this a little while ago. Forgot I have it, and it's sort of like a similar story. So let me just get this one out the way.
Okay.
So here we go. Dear Side Jawn, I hate having sex.
What?
Backstory: I don't.
Wait. Stop. Hold it. Did I hear you correctly? They said they hate having sex.
I hate having sex.
Okay.
Backstory:
Continue on.
I,
I just had to get that in my head. Go ahead.
I don't enjoy having sex with my partner because it's completely one-sided. He won't touch me. He won't talk about anything besides my boobs. He expects me to talk about them or enjoy talking about them, but that's it. The only thing that he talks about and touches before and during sex. Okay. He wants me to touch him and play with him and give him head and do all other things. We never ever foreplay and I never finish. It felt like a chore, and I have tried to talk to him about it, but he doesn't change anything. We had sex this morning after going 4 months without it, and I just feel disappointed. He gets to finish every time, and sometimes multiple times, and I never finish unless I do it alone by myself. He never gives me what I want. Even when I ask him, he won't even play with me down there. He'll just grab my hand and tell me to do both of us, and I'm just exhausted. I hate it. He's also the only person I've ever had sex with, but I truly feel it's supposed to be so much more fun than what I am experiencing. He never pleasures me. He gets ready to go and just immediately goes to put it in, and I have to just force myself to be ready or I'll hurt. He also couldn't care less if I finished or not because as long as he does, then we're good. Okay. I don't know what the IG part meant. I guess that was the telephone. But I've asked him for at least 4 to 5 years, 4.5 years. I'm sorry, 4.5 years to try stuff, and I want to try, but the same old, same old. I'm tired of it. Is there any way my sex life can be fixed?
Well, my question is, does it need to be fixed? It sounds like to me, first of all, let me just say hello to everybody in the comments already. And like Maurice, our buddy Donovan said, she needs to be out. That's not, I don't know. I think this is worse than the last one we just talked about.
It just sounds like she's at the bottom, and
Mm-hmm.
I know, it's hard to get somebody out the bottom when you're the person that made them at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be hard for you to get them back up to the top. Now, somebody new can easily get them to the top, easily. But you, because as soon as you go back to the same old, they're gonna be upset.
Here's the thing. Here's the difference. Let me talk a moment about the difference between this letter and the last one we did the update on.
Right now,
It seemed like the other guy genuinely cared about her when we read the letter. It's like he cared, but he just seemed to be tone deaf to what she was saying, like he wasn't getting it. So
right.
now that she took our advice and had that conversation, because communication is key. And then they were able to work it out because he genuinely loves her. This guy, I feel like he just uses her as a sex toy, and he doesn't care about it. He doesn't want to talk to her. He doesn't want to, you know what I'm saying? He's not exhibiting any type of symptoms or actions that he actually legitimately cares about her well-being at all.
He doesn't look like he's emotionally invested into this relationship.
That's it. Emotionally bankrupt and not connected with her.
Not connected. Yes, I have to agree with that.
And so Dennis, my question to you is, if that's the way it is, do you think that there's anything that can be done or should be tried to save it, or just I'm out?
They've been together this long. I'm not going to tell her to be out. I'm going to say go to counseling. Go to counseling. They actually, with me and Reality Recap actually looked this up. They actually have sex educational people out there to help you, do new things and get your women to learn how to get your women to a certain climax that they're trying to get to. This guy doesn't care if she finishes at all. The last guy cared that she finished. He just had to get his first.
Right.
That was his thing. I gotta get mine. You gotta get yours. This guy doesn't care if she finishes at all.
But in addition to that, Dennis, she said that he doesn't even express anything.
No.
And then what you read, that he doesn't talk to her, doesn't give her any nothing.
All he want to do is play with them boobs, as she said. Play with them boobs, and then get some sexual pleasures.
And done.
That's all he worried about.
And why has she stayed with this so long?
A lot of people get, they just get comfortable, and that's what they want to do.
I would love to hear what the love doctor has to say about that. We got to have the love doctor on. Save that question for him too. So when we have him back on, we can ask him that one too. Because I would love to hear what he has to say. Donovan in the comments says, this guy doesn't care about her. He's probably just supporting her, and she probably doesn't have options at the moment. She needs to plan an exit.
If the counseling don't work, I agree. You need to plan an exit.
But here's the thing, though, Dennis. This emotionally bankrupt man who, when I say bankrupt, meaning he doesn't have an emotional connection with her, how agreeable do you think he would be to counseling? And number two, would it really work with somebody who just not feeling her? If he's not feeling her, he doesn't really care about her. Counseling won't change their feelings.
Then I'm going to say you got to go.
Yeah.
Counseling is usually the last straw.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to couples counseling, that's usually it. Like obviously I can't get to you, you can't get to me. Let's get somebody else to mediate this thing and get in the middle. So maybe we're missing something, and maybe they could clear the air for the both of us. Maybe we don't see it. Counseling is usually the last one.
Well, but it requires two people who really want to do it. That's my point. And I don't know. I'm just very cautious, and I don't have the faith that he would be open to it. But I do agree. You're right. After if they both agree to counseling, they should try it. And then if that doesn't work, give it a reasonable period of time to work. And if it doesn't, she just needs to be out. But I know me, if they've been together that long and he's still doing this, and I've put up with it this long, I don't know. I do whatever I got to do to get out of there. Like Donovan said.
Yeah, she ain't say nothing about no kids though, Donovan.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know about kids. She didn't mention kids. Usually when they have kids, they say, we've got 2 kids together or something like that.
We got kids, and since we had the kids, the sex life has been down. That's like stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they don't have any since it wasn't mentioned.
Yeah, that was best thing I can tell you there. Go ahead and get counseling. And then make sure you get, a sex education person in it.
Yeah.
And in the words of reality recap, go on vacation and put it on the glass. Put it on the glass. That's her line. Put it on the glass. I
Put it
like
on the
that too. Put it
glass.
on the glass.
Yeah. So I hope if you're listening that you take some of our advice. That's about as best I can give her.
Yeah. I'm not
Wow.
telling them to build that thing up.
Wow. Okay. Well, are you ready to move on to the next letter?
Yes, you got the next letter?
I got the next letter. Dear Side Jawn, I have letters, postcards, and pictures of my exes. I keep them in a shoebox hidden away in my room. Inside the box are mementos from previous relationships, times that remind me why I dated them, and moments of simple happiness. Now, to be clear, they're not my screams of wanting to rekindle the relationship, but simple mementos. On the inside top of the lid of the box, I have handwritten notes. The notes include reminders of what I do and don't want in my next relationship based off previous relationships. Consider this a roadmap to my next relationship in the hopes of not taking the wrong turns as I had made in the past. The idea is not for the girl I'm dating, so this is a guy, the girl I'm dating to find it and feel insecure. It's
I
not
knew this was
because,
the guy. Let me get. I
huh?
knew this was the guy when you said shoebox.
Oh,
As soon as you said shoebox, I knew this was the guy.
did
You the
you?
only one that put stuff in the shoebox. I'm
In the
letting you know. I knew this
shoebox.
was the guy as soon as you said shoebox.
And sometime inside the shoe in the shoebox. But anyway, the idea is not for the girl I'm dating to find it and feel insecure. It's not because I wish I was still with them. It's simply to remember the fun times I've had in life. Truth is, there's absolutely no reason to feel insecure if your boyfriend has mementos of previous loves. They're just material. The fact that he has them shows that he's capable of loving and wants a meaningful relationship. Now, to be clear, I've heard of guys keeping lingerie along with notes and letters. Ooh, that's weird. Lingerie in the mix is something different and is questionable. But a simple note, letter, or picture is nothing to get all worked up about. Well, last night my fiance found the box. She went ballistic and demanded I get rid of it. She says she got rid of hers, so I should get rid of mine. I love her, but I feel she is overreacting. What should I do?
She's not overreacting because she feel as though that you still want that old thing back. A lot of women do not want their man to be having nothing to linger on to no last relationship with no other woman. Need you to be sitting there thinking about no other hoes, all right, at all. Now, as men, we keep the shoebox because, like he said, it makes us remind us about stuff. We'll see things in there like, oh yeah, I did used to go to the comedy show, back in the day, and I did used to. Because sometimes like I tell you, Shan, sometimes, and I know guys like this, you will fall into that what I like to call the matrix, and all you know is go to work, pay the bills, come home, hey babe, I love you, eat, sleep, shit. Same thing. You just keep doing the same routine. That's all. Just keep doing,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't even sit there and get creative. You don't forgot how to be creative. You don't forgot how to date. You don't forgot how to do things. That's what that box is doing for him. I'm assuming. At least I know that's what it was doing for me. Look at this. Look at this. Good morning, Elise. Tell him to throw that ish away. Oh,
Yeah. Well, Donovan said he needs to get rid of it. Marriage is a different thing. Unfortunately, he's got to compromise. And hey, what's up, JD? The Guccini's in the house. What's up?
yeah.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning.
Um, I'm torn. I'm torn because I know me. I think
Okay.
the difference, I think I think the mistake that he made was keeping it hidden in his room. See, if she had known that this was there when they were just dating, you know, they were still dating, like before he proposed to her or whatever. If she always knew by this point, she wouldn't be upset about it. By this point, she may have been upset in the beginning and said, hey, you're going to throw it away? No, I'm not. And she stayed with him. Okay. But I don't look at saving memories as holding on to the past. Not always. Hear me out.
Hey,
I'm a nostalgic person by nature. I just am. And I love keeping memories, period. I don't care what the memory is. And if a guy told me to get rid of my memories because some of my exes are in them, I'd be pissed. I really would. And then I would be pissed because I'd have to make a decision. And I would think, well, why? Why is our relationship hinging on throwing away stuff from the past? I'm not going back to him. I mean, one of them don't even like women anymore. So why are you worried about what he's doing? You know what I'm saying? Why are you worried about me having a memory of a guy that you don't have to worry about in the future? It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand it because I'm a secure person, and having memories, pieces of papers and pictures and stuff doesn't bother me. Now, if I went into the bathroom one day and he had a picture of his ex and he was in there gratifying himself, that's a different story. Then we'd have problems. But if it's just a box of letters and memories, and he said he also has on the very top notes that he wrote about how to be and not to be in a relationship, or what he expects, you know, from a relationship. So this is, to me, shows those experiences helped him grow. And to me, especially knowing how most men mature slower than women, most, not all, to me, it doesn't hit me that way. Now, most women don't agree with me. I know that, but it just doesn't hit me that way because of how I know I am. I am telling you, I have memories from just about every boyfriend I have ever had in my life, and I'm old, and I still have it. But the difference is, anybody that I get with, they'll know I have it. It's just they're sitting in a big ass book right there on my shelf. I mean, all the pictures, everything, it's in there. So, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't ask you this. I already know your answer is you're gonna keep it.
No,
let me ask this. Let me ask this to all the women out there. Right? Let's just say you had a hoodie from your ex-boyfriend, right? It's his hoodie. You just took it, you know, because women steal hoodies. I don't know why, but they do. They just steal hoodie. So you took the hoodie from your ex-boyfriend. You still wear it because it's comfortable, feels good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, it still got his nice smell on it. So you still wear it. Now you're in a new relationship. Mm-hmm. Is that you're supposed to be walking around smelling like Amber White while you with your new boo in the old man's hoodie?
Well, first of all, he should have a problem with her because it still smells like the dude. That means she ain't washed it. That's the problem. That's terrible hygiene. He should be more concerned about that than the fact that it's her ex's hoodie. Okay? So let's just take that off the table, because I don't believe that I would ever walk around with a hoodie on that smelled like a guy and never wash it ever. That's not happening. It's getting washed. I don't want to smell him. Okay? So let's just take that question without the smell part. But I have a hoodie and I like to wear it, and it was given to me by my ex. What's the problem in that? I don't care. I dated a guy whose ex-girlfriend gave him this sweater, and it was his favorite sweater. He wore it on our first date. And he told me, and it didn't bother me. I just didn't care. Okay, so
I told you.
BJ, read it, Dennis. Read it, Dennis. I can't read that.
All right. Come on, Elise. Dude, if you found someone that made you happy and loved you enough to promise to and marry her,
To
then what the
propose
F
to,
you need the
propose
physical?
to, propose
Oh,
to her
okay.
and marry her.
Propose to
Mhm.
her and marry her. What the F you need a physical reminder of the women that made you happy and not happy roadmap on what to do and what not to do. You don't need it because you found the one. You need to figure out why you want to keep them around. He needs to be realistic. But what if here's the thing. The roadmap that he had led him to proposing to the woman that he wanted.
Mhm.
So if you're telling him to get rid of the roadmap that led him to getting to the woman that he wanted because he kept notes to himself to always remind himself, hey, make sure you do this. Make sure you keep up with your woman on that. Because he needed those reminders. Don't I tell you all the time what I tell you I was gonna do in my next relationship? I told you I was getting me a big chalkboard, just like the police do. And I told you I was the whole wall. Matter of fact, I might just do the wall. You see how the wall is back here? I might just do the wall. The whole wall. And it's gonna be in our bedroom. And every day you're gonna look at that wall. So it's always gonna be something there on that wall to remind you. Same thing they do in football, same thing they do everywhere else. All right, listen, we got
I think whatever works. If you need a board to keep you on that roadmap, fine. That's you. That's fine. I don't need that. But if he needs that, that's what he needs. And and I'm sorry, Elise. I love you, Elise. I love her. She's a cool chick. I'm glad you introduced me to her and the other two ladies.
I love her too. I
Sweet love.
love them. Loving
I
them.
love Sweet Love
We've been
TMA.
together for 20 years. We got a
Yeah,
20-year relationship.
I love them.
Yeah.
Sweet Love TMA. Love them. But listen, Elise, I just do not think that because he has it, that he is trying to keep them around, like keep them in his life or keep a reminder of the people. I don't think it's about the people. I believe it's about the memories and the lessons he's learned from them. And I believe that because of the way he took time to detail the box, what's in it, and why he has it in there. I really believe that. I believe in this instance. Now he mentioned in the letter how some dudes keep lingerie and stuff of women they had been with. Those are the freaky deaky ones that's trying to keep them around and all that and don't want to let them go, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But I don't care. Oh, so BJ said that guy was bold for wearing that sweater on our first date. Listen, first of all, he looked damn good in the sweater. Okay. This man was gorgeous to me. And that sweater hit him like it was supposed to. But that's his ex. I mean, it's his ex. Who cares? What was he supposed to do? Throw the sweater around? Throw the sweater away? And it didn't hit me funny that he told me that was his ex. His ex gave him that sweater. I said, well, one thing, she had good taste. He said, yeah, she had good taste in clothes, but that was it. And that was his comment. He never talked about it again. We never brought it up. It didn't bother me. I don't know. Maybe my security. I grew up so insecure when I was little. And it took me so many years of work. It took me work, just a lot of work, Dennis, to get this mind right, to recognize and appreciate my value and to know what I'm worth. And anybody would be lucky to be in my presence, not in an arrogant way. I just am confident in who I am and whose I am. I'm one of God's daughters. That's who I am. And so when somebody's doing all this other stuff, I don't get insecure about it. It just means he is not the one for me. So if he's keeping these women around because he wants to be with them, God will make that plain to me. I am very confident in that because he always has. He's always shown me in his time when I need to get away from this dude over here. And I trust him and I go with that. So just finding out about a box, I'm not going ballistic like she did. I'm not doing all that and demanding he get rid of it. If I made the decision to get rid of mine, that was my choice. It wasn't conditional. I'll get rid of mine, and if you get rid of yours, no, that's childish and silly and petty to me. So no, I just don't. I don't have that. It took work to get here, Dennis. It took work. I'm not going back.
I made the choice in my life. I want to say a little while before I got married to get rid of all of my, freaky pictures and videos. I got rid of all of them. Okay. And I had a nice collection. Just want to let you know, Sean. I had a nice collection. I mean, I was like the boy from 8 Mile. 10 freaky girls love to get kinky. Got rid of all
look, your boy, JD is saying the same thing. What's worse, keeping old freaky tapes or old letters and cards of exes? Which one? Which one you want? The freaky tapes or the letters? Which one is worse? It's the freaky tapes.
Okay. Now she wrote this letter to you. You can read this one.
Okay, love you too. This is what Elise said back to me. But at what point do you stop using the map after you found the buried treasure? The treasure was found. She's saying this to you, Dennis, because you explained more. The treasure was found in his soon-to-be wife. Now he needs to find other ways of trying to be a good husband because that roadmap was for one phase in his life. He has leveled up now, maybe this level. Talk to other married men or church or group or counseling. I'm just saying. I understand that. At least. Why can't he do both? Why does it have to be either or? Why does he have to let that box go to talk to other married men and preachers or whatever for advice? He can do both. I just don't. It doesn't. But see, you're talking to a woman who loves memories. I hold on to them all.
I'm gonna answer it in the way that she asked me. The roadmap got me to the buried treasure, but in my roadmap is how not to spend so much of that buried treasure. Okay, the roadmap is teaching me how to have continuous success with that buried treasure. I'm not sitting here telling you, he needs to go ahead and look at those girls. No, but he got those notes there that he repeatedly looks at because, like I told you, time you will get caught in what I like to call the matrix. You will get caught in that and you will be stuck and you'll be like, and the next thing you know, it'll be a couple months your girls say, well, we ain't been out nowhere and you ain't showed me no love and affection. And I don't feel as though you love me. You'd be like, hold up, I just paid all the bills. I tell you I love you every day. What? Now you shouldn't think about it. You ain't kick that girl out. You ain't made her feel special. You just came in. You ain't even noticed that she got her hair done. You just came in the house, went around. You ain't paying attention to nothing going on. Why? Because you caught in that matrix. And people get caught in that. We reading letters about people getting caught in these matrices where they just don't even care. They just and go on. I've been caught in that matrix, so I know how it is.
So BJ said I'm high.
BJ always say you high. And
then JD said, damn good topic, y'all. Thank you, JD. The Guccini.
Thank you, JD.
The great Guccini. I don't understand BJ. BJ always cracking on me for something. I don't know.
He loves you.
Okay. I'll take it.
That's how he shows his love and affection. But if he had a map that would show him how to show proper love and affection, at least, he would say better things like, you're beautiful this morning, Sharon. Stuff like that. But he doesn't have that map. So he just says, you're high. See that, Elise?
I see.
Wink, wink.
I see. You got that, Elise? That's what he's doing. BJ needs a box.
He needs a box. That's all it is. And don't let you have no kids. Man, you really caught the matrix. You got kids. You done forgot all about everything. They don't let you have no kids. Now, if it's just y'all two, it's different. But you got some kids too? Oh, man. You really caught in that matrix.
Yeah, I
Finances,
don't know. I'm
communication,
sorry.
finances, and faux play. I want to actually put it. That's not good enough. You can't call it FFC. Faux play, finance, communication. Oh, that sounds good though. FFC.
FCF.
No, FFC. Gotta give me some of that FFC.
CFF. I like
That
CFF.
sound like CFF. That sound like you going to jail. That sound like the federal police building in
No,
Philadelphia.
it does
Where was
not.
you at? I was at CFF.
I like I like CFF because communication is chief among all of it.
That's
That's why I put the C first.
Communication, faux play, finances.
Yeah, in that order, I guess. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not worried about it.
I ain't rereading that shit. Y'all send it to you. You read it, Tasha.
You can give your comment, what you all really think about this in the audience. Should he give up the box, or should they negotiate, or is she wrong? Is he wrong?
I think Elise writing another 3-page letter. Hold on. I feel
well, I don't think there's anything wrong with him having the box. I would not be demanding. I would be looking at him like, "Ooh, let me see some of them letters." It wouldn't bother me.
I'm fired then. She told me someone be fired. You know, I get fired. See, this is his love language. Just
Read
talk
it or
shit to
be
people.
fired.
Right. See that, Elise?
He fires you but Dennis, he fires you every show. He says something about firing you every show. That's okay.
Yeah.
So Elise says, Sharon, I love memories too. I'm super sentimental. I have cards from 30 years ago. I'm really big on seasons in people's life. Yes, I know. But see, I guess for me, Elise, that's what I put ahead of anything. I put the fact that I'm big on seasons and I'm sentimental, very nostalgic. I love to think about things that have happened in my past. I don't live in the past. That's out. But I love remembering because I've had a great life. I really feel that way. I've had some hardships, illnesses, big deaths, all kind of stuff, terrible things. But I've had some great victories and great moments and great childhood. I love remembering it. So my boyfriends is a big part of it because I started having boyfriends early. I think I may have mentioned this on this show before. I've had a lot of boyfriends. My first boyfriend, I was in first grade.
Damn.
And I know people are going to say, you don't count all those boyfriends. Well, I did.
Did y'all kiss?
I got my first kiss in first grade. And I remember his name. His name was Eddie Smith. And I'll never forget it.
I got my first kiss. It was around second grade. I was about 7 years old.
I was in first grade. Man, it was just like, when you that young, it's like you run away. That's how it was. It wasn't like French kissing on the playground. It wasn't like that. It was kiddie stuff.
I never had none of them kisses like that. Never.
Yeah. So I had my first boyfriend in first grade. I've always had a boyfriend through my whole life. Just always had a boyfriend, somebody special. Just always have. And how can I not want to keep a memory? And I want to get back to something you said about the hoodie. Right. Not only do I have hoodies from ex-boyfriends, I have basketball jerseys. I have like they wore in on their team. I have their jersey. I have a couple of jackets. I have some nice jackets that I got from one of my exes. I have t-shirts from them. I had a pair of shoes, but I finally got rid of them because I couldn't wear them anyway. I'm like, why do I have these shoes? So I threw them away. But I wear them. And to me, if he would have a problem with me wearing something my ex gave me, then he's too insecure for me. Bye.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's just
DJ
how I
said it's
am.
good
I
shit
just
for this.
that insecurity. I don't want any part of that insecurity because I used to be her. I used to be that, and I'm not that anymore. I don't want it anywhere around me.
No. And I hope, I guess he gonna have to. Maybe he just needs to build a different roadmap and take those things that he had in the box out and build them a different roadmap on, different sticky paper and probably put on the wall, stuff that he can look at every day. So to remind him where you need to go, where you need to be, don't forget this. Don't get caught in the matrix. Make sure you put that woman first, like Jaheim said. Gotta remember those things.
That's right.
Gotta remember those things.
It'd be helpful if he would, when he does something right that she praises him for, he say, well, I learned this one time because I did this with XYZ and she got me straight on this. If he were to say something like that, I'll be like, okay, at least you learn from it. At least you have a guy who's willing to learn and change. That's a great thing because you know how rare that is, especially when you get up in age.
It's very rare. That is very rare because a lot of us don't change.
No, and you're never too
a lot
old.
Of us don't believe. A lot of us don't believe that we're the problem.
Yes, that is true.
When I hear these conversations from guys about their relationship, first thing they say, "Oh man, she crazy." It's the first thing they say. Oh yeah, how she crazy? What happened? Man, she wanted me to pay the bills and and do this, do that. Paying bills is something you gotta do whether you with her or not. I'm trying to figure out why is that crazy. Whether you with that girl or not, you still gotta pay bills. Bill don't care who you with or what's going on in your life. Bill is coming. And Bill ain't taking no shorts. Bill ain't taking no shorts. He don't want to hear you have it later. Bill is coming. And if you take too long, there'll be two bills at your house. All right?
Right.
Bill is coming. And they'll be there every month. Bill cometh and Bill goeth. All right? Make sure you pay Bill.
Well, do you have another letter?
There is another letter. Oh, hell no. You should read this one.
Oh, which one? You mean the one in the chat?
Yeah, you should read that one. Oh, hell.
Okay, I can read it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Dear Side Jawn, basically, I am 5 years younger than my sister, and we are really close. She came wedding dress shopping with me a few months ago, and when I found my perfect dress, I bought it. But she fell in love with it as well and said things like, if you don't buy this one, I'm going to buy it for myself. I ended up buying it, not out of spite, but because I fell in love with it as well when I tried it on. For context, I have been engaged for about 2 years, and she's been engaged for 6 years and hasn't planned her wedding and has stated she isn't really interested in getting married as she thinks it's a waste of money, but will have a micro wedding at some stage. However, she has been making jokes about wearing my dress for her own wedding when she decides to get married. I've always just brushed them off because I thought she was joking. But we were on a FaceTime call with my Nana, mom, myself, and my sister. And we were talking about how I'm getting the dress altered. And my sister was like, no, don't make it shorter. I want to be able to wear it. My Nana then chimed in and was like, oh, that would be beautiful if you let your big sister wear your dress. So the other sister is older. We got that part there.
5 years older, yeah. I got that from the gate.
Yeah.
Let me just let you know, this conversation starting to hit
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
I was going to ask you about that later, and I was like, and and I was like, no, you can find your own dress. And she was like, but your dress is my dream dress. After my Nana hung up, she started asking, are you seriously not going to let me wear your dress? And I was like, no, it's my dress. I want you to be able to experience wedding dress shopping and try on all different ones, because the dresses I thought I liked in photos or on the rack, I didn't when I tried them on. It's a whole experience. Then she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yes, it's my dress. Then she goes, okay, well, that's your decision then. And you've said no, so we won't talk about it anymore. I will just look at the pictures and remember it's your dress and no one else's. She said, am I the asshole? Am I being too harsh and dramatic about it? I am really upset, and everyone thinks I'm being too petty about it because it's just a dress, but it's my wedding dress. I now feel guilty. Should I? Am I wrong?
No, she's not wrong.
Mm-mm.
And your selfish ass sister, right, who really wasn't even gonna do nothing about marriage. I don't think that's a good idea at all. Your selfish ass sister needs to go ahead and get her own wedding dress. How is it you go wedding dress shopping with me? I'm getting married, and then now all of a sudden, oh, I like that dress too. I know we got similar tastes. We grew up together. I understand that and all.
Mm-hmm.
But we in a wedding dress area. Hooker, pick another one.
Did you
Now,
call
what
her?
what I always tell you about you being a fiance more than a year. Anything more than a year usually don't happen. Did I say they usually don't get married? You've been a fiance for 6 years. Negro, please, you ain't nobody marrying you. You holding that ring like the jewelry store. Stop. Nobody marrying you. You got a better chance of hitting the lotto than getting married.
Have you ever heard of anything like this before?
Yes.
That's
yes.
Dope. What happened?
I've heard of a situation like this, but it was cousins. It wasn't sisters, it was cousins. The one cousin was engaged for, I want to say, about 4 years. All right. Been engaged for about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
The other cousin been engaged for about 4 months. Took the cousin with her to go dress shop. They get there to go dress shopping. I think her dress cost probably about $1,500. And the other cousin was like, "Oh, that's such a pretty dress. I need to get dressed like that too for my wedding." Okay, ain't nobody marrying you. Ain't nobody marrying you. Ain't nobody marrying you. So just stop. Stop it right there. Ain't nobody marrying. This ain't your moment. You went dress shopping with me. I didn't go dress shopping with you.
Exactly. Well,
And you know, poor grandma. Grandma like, "Oh, that's so beautiful that you would get your dress." Poor grandma. Grandma, this ain't got nothing to do with you, baby. I understand back in your time, grandma wasn't really about no rings back then. When y'all had a dress, if somebody else needed a dress, you just carried the dress on. Grandma, I'm all for you with that. And I don't blame you at all. But you, sister, the only being the oldest, no damn way ain't nobody marrying you to go on and carry on for what grandma said. You ain't shigging it. All right, I'm letting you know that right now. This is her moment. And if you want your moment, maybe you need to go talk to your man. You over here causing conflict with them.
Speaking of your man, what if your fiance came home saying this story to you? What would you say to your fiance?
Sheesh, the same thing I just said to you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Am I the one?
You're the older sister's boyfriend, and she comes home talking about my sister won't let me have her wedding dress. That's your girlfriend.
Oh, then I need to step up as a husband, as a fiance, and go ahead and make sure I get her a better wedding dress and get married. But that's not what's gonna happen. She won't say that to him. he'll never hear that story.
That's interesting.
I know this firsthand. He'll never hear that story.
Well, you want to know what I think? I see a whole nother story in this just from what I read. I believe the older sister has a history of doing this to this younger sister. I really believe that. I believe that she's probably a little jealous because she's not the first one getting married, even though she's been the first one to get engaged. And she's making a big deal out of this because she wants to be able to say, look, I wore her wedding dress and I look better in it, type of thing. Don't I look better in it? See, jealousy is a emotion that has no logic. It'll cause you to do, think, say things you ordinarily wouldn't. And sometimes people are not in touch with their own jealousy. That's the problem. And this older sister, she thinks she's doing nothing wrong. I'm surprised that the Nana doesn't see that. Usually old school mamas are like, don't nobody share wedding dresses unless you passing it down to your daughter or your granddaughter or something like that. But siblings and cousins, we don't do that. Oh, we just gonna pass the dress around. Everybody get married, just use this same dress. It don't work like that. You're supposed to keep your dress. You're supposed to have it preserved. Even pay storage. Some people pay storage on their wedding dress to have it stored somewhere. Yeah, you're supposed to keep that. So I don't understand. I don't like it, and I don't feel like she's wrong for saying no. I feel like the people are wrong for trying to press her into giving it to her, and that the older sister is wrong for even asking for it. That's it.
I'm gonna tell you another situation. Since you pulled up that jealousy, all right. I knew these two sisters that I grew up with, right? And the younger sister said, I think I'm gonna get married. The oldest, now ain't nobody there but the younger sister, the older sister, and the mom. All right. 3 people that's there. Younger sister said she's gonna get married. Older sister's, mind you, older sister been married about 3 times already. I just want to let you know that.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that. Get that out the way before we even start. She's been married about 3 times. All right, she now single. She got a man, but and as far as Texas is considered, she ain't married. So older sister said, I don't think you should get married, man. It ain't something you need to do. Like, no, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get married next year. Got engaged, got proposed to and everything. Next thing you know, I want to say about 8 months later, the older sister gets proposed. They have their marriages a year apart.
1
year apart, they have their marriages. The older sister got a divorce, I want to say 3 years later. The younger sister is still married to this day.
One marriage.
One marriage. To this day. Just on jealousy, that's all.
Yeah, that's the only reason why she got married to that guy.
The younger sister that got married, had a baby. She had a baby. A year later, older sister had a baby. Just letting you know, the jealousy is real.
It is real. It is real. And I in that scenario, the older sister that 4 times married and now divorced, she's a jealous one.
Oh, she got married again, so she did 5 times.
So now she's on the 5th marriage?
She was on the 5th marriage, yeah.
How many children does she have?
One.
Just the one, huh? Mm.
Just the one.
Well, I'm sure the younger sister is married, happy, and going on with her life, and not thinking, not giving her no mind, and that's what she should do. Because that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry. Elise said, nope, that's exactly it. The older sister wants to show that even though I'm doing it late, I'm going to do it better. She's talking about the last one that I read. The one that I read. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what she's doing. Thankful for my sisters because they would never. It's those quiet competitions that people don't talk about. That's right.
You got to stop. I have to agree. If you in competition with anybody, stop. Just stop. Do not be in competition with your partner. Please. Your success is their success. Their success is your success. Do not be in competition with them because then the jealousy comes. Stop.
Yeah. No. I'm not in competition with anybody but myself. That's who I compete against. Me.
I don't compete against nobody.
I do. I compete against myself. I want to do better. I want to do better than I did the prior year. Yeah. That's my competition. And I
tell people, I'll be like, listen, you can't compare yourself to such and such because you don't know what such and such did to get there.
That's right. And you don't know what they're continuing to do to stay there.
To stay there, exactly.
Either.
Stop comparing yourself to such and such.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised on what they did to get there. And you'd be like, I never. And that's why you ain't there.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned in my youth not to compare myself or worry about what somebody else is doing. I had to learn that the hard way, but I learned it.
I remember one of my homies was trying to get me to be in competition with him. Like, yeah, we gonna get it at the same time. We're gonna oh yeah. You go ahead, you go get your when you want to do all that.
Elise said, but the crazy thing is there's usually one-sided competitions. The other person never knows. That's right. That's why they're the ones that they don't talk about. They secretly compete with you. Secretly. You find that out if you listen to the people around you, Dennis, when you talk. There's always at least one person that always tries to one-up you in conversations. If you say you've done something, next thing you know, I already did that. I did that before and I did it this way and I did it better. You know, that type of person. It's always one, at least one, somewhere. Always trying to one-up you. Have you ever had that?
I have. That's why I told you I usually don't tell everything that I do. And then when I start telling things that I'm doing, I realize, it comes with some jealousy. Like, and people. I remember back when I think I just went on like 2 trips, and somebody was like, "Damn, you on another trip?" It's like I only went on 2 trips. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. Like, I saved up all year for these 2 trips. I'm trying to figure out what's the problem. But then it started to go around the job like all you do is take vacations all the time. Like, how the hell is all I do take vacations? I went on 2 trips. We get paid for 2 vacation weeks out of the job. Ain't that what you're supposed to use it for?
I don't know. I don't understand jealousy. I'm not a jealous person, so I don't understand how that works in the inner workings of their mind. I don't get it.
Yeah, I know where I'm going to be on vacation. What's wrong with you? I'm taking another vacation. Fucking to see where you be back on vacation. What's wrong with you? Shit. There's a flight that got my name on. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of vacation, last night I had a conversation with Miss Tanya, the travel agent.
Travel Bliss.
Travel Bliss. Yeah, I've had conversations with her, good conversations, and man, I
Okay.
may be starting to travel soon, Dennis. I may be joining y'all, going over there as soon as I get this passport.
Yeah. All right, so you're not gonna get a real ID?
Oh yeah, I'm getting that in June.
Okay. You had to wait all the way to June to get your.
Can't get in. I'm gonna look to see if somebody had a cancellation closer to that. Yeah, because see, my license expires on my birthday this year. And so I
Yeah,
had to get a new license anyway. Well,
license always expire on your birthday.
yeah, and that's in June. And so I went on there to see when I can get my real ID appointment. June the 12th, a Thursday. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun.
I got my
And
passport.
I gotta drive 3 hours to get there for the appointment.
Oh, no, that's good.
It's not even local. So
yeah, man, I'm taking my mom to the Bahamas the week after Mother's Day.
That's wonderful.
Taking her to the Bahamas. So she had to go get her real ID the other day. I went with her so she could get her real ID. That was about a 4 or 5 hour process.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was. The line was packed.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm talking about around the corner.
So most of the time you spent waiting in line.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to get me one of those little portable seats and take it with me so I can sit down while I'm in line. I can't be standing in line all that long time. That's too long. I'm old.
Well, I mean, you got an appointment, so you shouldn't have to stand in line.
Didn't she have an appointment?
No.
Oh, okay. That's why. Okay, I got you. You have to have an appointment. Well, no, you don't have to. No, you're right. You don't have to have an appointment in North Carolina. Well, but
I ain't from.
They recommend that you do, and that's the reason why I did that.
Yeah, see, when you go down there, you're gonna be in and out like a robber. Everybody else gonna be in line.
But you have to have. One of the things I talked to Miss Tanya of Travel Bliss about is coming back on our show so that she can talk more about the real ID, passport, how to get them, why, when, that type of thing, and your proper etiquette when you go travel to some of these other countries and how to conduct yourself. Because I'm hearing too many stories about these people not being able to come back home to America because they did some foolishness in some foreign country. And I just feel like that's another way we can help our listeners.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to have it back home.
Yes. So we're going to schedule that.
And she just had a birthday, right?
It's today. Happy birthday, Tanya.
It's today. Happy birthday, Tanya. Okay.
And then tomorrow is Sister Sheila's birthday. Happy birthday tomorrow, Sheila.
Yeah, my niece's birthday tomorrow. Nyla. Happy birthday to Nyla. Happy birthday to Sister Sheila. Yeah, my niece Nyla's birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's so funny because I don't know why, but I always look forward to my sister's birthday just as much as my own almost. I don't know. I've always been that way.
I don't look forward to my sister's birthday like all my brothers. Their birthdays in February. So.
Oh well, yeah, it's kind of cold. See, that weather bothers me. But anyway, well, I don't have any other letters. Do you have any others?
Nope, I don't have no other letters. We do have to get Sweet Love on the show. So we're going to make sure we get Sweet Love on in the beginning of, try to get him in the beginning of May. Because that's Tava's birthday. This is the beginning of May. So hopefully that'll work out. If she's not on vacation. Because everybody on vacation nowadays.
Yep. And June the 12th will be our 5-year anniversary.
June the 12th is a Saturday?
June 19th. You just said it was June 19th is our 5-year anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah, because we did Juneteenth. Yeah.
So that's going to be good. We're going to have to start cooking up a nice anniversary special show.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to see if I can get everybody on. See how that works out.
Oh, and you guys, I'm gonna work on a new video, new opening video, and I'm seeking ideas. So if you have any ideas on an opening video for the Side Jawn, just hit me up on Messenger. I'm Sharon Mullen, Mullen. You can just hit me up on Messenger and let me know your ideas so I can create the new opening video.
All right. And we would like to thank y'all for coming out. One thing I do want to say is in closing, for final words, if you're having problems, I was about to say, if you're having girl problems off of bat for your son, I got 99 problems and the bitch ain't one. Hit me. But if you're having problems at home, what I'm going to say is seek some counseling, get some help, try to get yourself together. All right, because your in-house problems can grow on you and become outhouse problems, and you don't want that. You want to fix your in-house problems in-house. So make sure you get your in-house problems fixed together, so that way y'all can be a strong unit. You know, y'all have a sexual problem. That's why I said foreplay. We got to start that CFF. That CFF together: communication, foreplay, and finances.
Okay. Well, my final words is integrity. Remember how important integrity is. Integrity means you do the right thing even when no one is watching, and even if it's not to your advantage. So look in the mirror every day and ask yourself, how much integrity do you have? Because lately we're finding out about all these athletes and other famous people lacking integrity, finding out that some things that they said that they did back a few years ago they really didn't do and stuff like that. Sometimes those little lies come and creep back up on you and come back to haunt you. So just make sure that you live a very honest life full of integrity. Practice what you preach. Get Barry White out.
Telling me this and telling me. God bless you. Good night.